Hey, welcome everyone to a special edition, January 16th, 2026 of Play by Play. We're talking football playoffs today. Pat, are you excited about the playoffs?
This is the best NFL weekend of the year with two games in each division, AFC, NFC, and now we have the college football playoff championship as well. And I will add a couple college basketball winners to my group.
Nice.
Winners,
Nice.
I said.
I watched a lot of basketball over the weekend. I did watch the ODU ladies play Appalachian State, and I watched some men's basketball. A lot of local stuff, and I don't know. I got to wait till football's done before I start picking basketball. I'm just not there yet.
I hear you. No worries.
But I'm watching games.
I got a couple guarantees for tonight. Trust me.
Beautiful. We could use the guarantees. Well, we're going to dig in. We are going to dig into that, and we've got five great games, four college or four pro and one college. We got two tomorrow, two on Sunday, and then of course the college championship on Monday. We're going to dig into each one of those games, and Pat, what are your thoughts? What's happening? What's going
Yeah.
on?
Well, we got two things. You sent me an email on the NCAA rules on units being paid to NCAA women's teams as they progress, which the men have always had. So it just means the rich will get richer. Their units go up as they win, first round, regional, final four. So that's progress we thought we should have had 30 years ago.
Yeah.
The other one, the other tidbit you sent me had to deal with the transfer portal in basketball now starting the day after the Final Four in men and women, a 15-day period. But what they don't address is there's tampering all year long. There's tampering all year long. And
So even though the portal's open, pretty much there's coaches having conversations or players having conversations
and agents.
and agents prior to the portal opening.
Agents in quotes,
Yeah.
okay? And then the other piece of that was when there's a coaching change, the day after that coaching change, another 15-day window opens up for the players on that team if they wish to move. Okay? And then if the school doesn't have a coach within 30 days, there's another 15-day window that opens up on the 31st day. But still, nothing is addressed in terms of tampering and contracts. So,
Yeah, contracts. I read, and this number might be off, but I heard that so far this year, maybe 170 million has been paid to coaches in buyouts from
wow.
coaches being replaced.
Well, you know what? Auburn may have half of that because they've fired every coach for the last 10 years and have paid them a bundle. I wouldn't be surprised if they had 30% of that.
Well, this is just this year,
Yeah.
this season. LSU has a
Wow.
big chunk of that.
Wow.
Yeah, Kelly took a big chunk of that.
But the other piece of news that is very disheartening is that approximately 26 Division One men's basketball players have been accused and charged of fixing games and
Jeez.
gambling in D1 basketball. And four of them, Jerry, are currently playing. One of them now they're not playing now because they were just suspended yesterday
Yeah.
or today, but one of them is a Player of the Year candidate in my league, Conference USA. The player plays at Kennesaw State, averages 20 points a game, and he's done. He's out. Now that's 4 players. The other 21 all got caught fixing games or throwing points, whatever, in the last 2 years. Mostly at the mid-major level. One player played at DePaul in the high D1 level.
So
Sad.
is that, you think, coming on because of nil pressure?
Well, it says something. If this is what you mean, it says something about not getting paid
Yeah.
at mid-major level. It very well could.
Yeah, it's sad. Sad. The days of going to school for a degree, of loyalty, and I think ultimately the kids again get hurt when they graduate, especially at that mid level, and in some cases at the big levels. There were just some portal signings. I'm trying to think of what school paid their the quarterback that transferred. Could be a TCU quarterback to Indiana, like $5 million.
Yeah. Josh Hoover.
$5 million.
What needs to happen is what the University of Washington did, because they had a player this year, Damon Williams, who had an amazing year. I don't have all the stats, but like 4,000 yards passing, 30 touchdowns. The guy can run. He's very good. I did watch Washington play once or twice this year. He signed a new deal for like $4.5 million, and then like a week later said, "I'm going in the portal with a check mark. Don't contact me." He was going to jump and get a $6.5 million deal reportedly from LSU. Washington said, "No, you're not. No, you're not. We're suing your butt. Okay? We have a contract." He has gone back to Washington. Now tell me about the dynamics of that situation when the university, the coach, everybody's up in arms. "Yo, Damon, no, you're not. No, you're not. Oh, I'm coming back." I mean, where's the trust, right?
Well, the answer, it sounds like you hit the nail on the head. There's got to be these contracts between player and university, and they have to make them ironclad, put in bonus situations, and make them just like NFL or pro contracts.
Yeah, well, thank goodness Washington said, "No, you're not jumping. We have a contract. These things have to be enforced." But anyway, as we talk about all of that and gambling, we have some gambling advice, don't we, Jerry?
Well, we do. Hopefully, we do. I mean, we've been hitting pretty well. I know that in basketball, I went 0 for 2, but again, I'm not there yet. I know you're on top of the basketball picks, but I am watching a lot of games, a lot of mid-level games, and I'll be ready when the time comes.
I have no doubt.
Let's get into the NFL. This weekend lines up to be pretty exciting. We'll go game by game, I guess, and then give our picks at the end. But that first one, Denver and the Bills. The Denver is a bye team. The bye teams are 44% against the spread, and you get two scenarios. Denver, which has a great record, they've won 11 of their 14 games by one score, so they know how to hang in there. Buffalo, on the other hand, has last year's MVP, Josh Allen. So it's going to be an interesting game. I tend to lean toward the Bills. I think this is his year because his poison is no longer there. What makes him sick is Kansas City. They're not around to stop him. So I think this is either Buffalo's year. I just think it has to be. So I'm leaning that way. What are your thoughts on that game?
Well, Buffalo has three starting wide receivers out, and they have a questionable defense. I'm going Denver. As much as I want to see Josh Allen go to the Super Bowl, and I realize that Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, none of them are in the playoff this year. I think Denver's too complete of a team. They're at home. The spread's only -1.5.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Broncos.
Yeah, the Broncos have proven to be a strong team. Every time someone doubts them, they turn away and they win a game. And Bo Nix, you don't know how he'll show up in a playoff game, but and again, bye teams typically don't cover the spread. At least 44% of the time they do. But they're a tough team, a strong team. That's going to be a good game. In the next game, the Niners and the Seattle Seahawks. Sam Darnold hasn't won a playoff game yet. The Niners tend to. I don't understand this game. So they played recently, and the score was Seattle beat them 13-3. But San Francisco was a 2-point favorite in that game. They're healthier now, and they're a 7.5-point underdog.
Yeah.
I don't understand the odds makers and what they did there. Granted, Darnold is 22-33 against the spread, and he does have a stat. He's 28-7 straight up. He's got the most wins of any NFL quarterback over the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, and no playoff wins to count for it.
No playoff wins.
I'm staying away from this game, so you go ahead.
So I think if you're gonna go anywhere, you got to go with the 49ers and take the points. But Seattle again has a good defense, and I mean we're talking about elite defenses here. Denver, great defense. Seattle, great defense. But Houston, yeah, that's next. Shanahan is just a genius when it comes to scheming and game plans. He's done well, and he gets to that. Somehow he gets his teams ready to play and into play. So, and I think Saleh, that was a great move for him to be a defensive coordinator. So I mean, that's going to be a good game. But I have an odd bet that I probably normally wouldn't do, but that will be later. I'll give it to you at the end. The Patriots and the Texans. You know, I didn't realize this, but if the Bills win, the Texans are playing for a home game because they're a higher seed. If they win, the Bills go to them.
Right.
So that's interesting. Nico Collins, it looks like, is out, their best receiver.
Yeah.
And they have the Texans are very scary on offense. If they
In a bad way.
Yeah, if they make as many mistakes as they made last week, I don't care how good their defense is, they're not going to beat the Patriots. But the Pats have not been good in the red zone. All year long, they haven't been a great team in the red zone. So and the other thing that worries me about New England is that the Texans can rush 4 and get to the quarterback. Their rushes are so strong, and they can get to May. And then Ramon Stevenson, he fumbles a lot, and he's be running against the defense that creates the most fumbles in the league. They are good at stripping the ball from their opponents. So I almost feel like in that game the under might be the better bet at 41 because I see it as a close game where neither offense is great. Both defenses are good and great. The downside is that New England has not faced a top 10 scoring defense all season out of their wins. The Texans have beaten 8 of the top 10 scoring offenses.
Wow.
That's pretty strong stat there.
Right.
And I love my Pats. I may just stay away from that game again and just take the under, but we'll see. And then the last one is the Rams. The Rams are playing Seattle? No.
No, at Chicago.
At Chicago. The Rams are playing the Bears. That's right. I think the Rams can win this. I think if they get off to a good lead, I just think their offense is too good to lose. On the Bears side, they have the most wins of any NFL team pulling games out in the last 2 minutes. They've done it 5 times. So, they're going to make their run in the second half, and it'll be interesting. I mean, for all these playoffs, Pat, I literally am just thinking about a money line parlay of the Bills, the Niners, and the Texans going with 3 underdogs.
Good.
Yeah, I can't settle on that. If I did a 10-point teaser, I might do the same, but instead of the Texans, I'd put the Patriots in there.
Well, my NFL picks are as follows. Rams at Chicago, I'm going with the over at 48.5. I'm taking the over. I believe both teams will pile up points. I love Ben Johnson, the coach of the Bears, as an offensive wizard. Caleb Williams has been, he's either throwing like a 50-yard dart to somebody, or he's running around the end, getting a first down or scoring. They have a great rushing attack as well. But McVay, the coach of the Rams, as you said earlier, their offense is dynamic. So, and I think Matt Stafford could still take that team to the Super Bowl. So, in that game, I take the 48.5 over. I'm staying away from Seattle, San Francisco, staying away from Houston at New England. But I do like Denver. I think they're a more complete team. The game's at home. It's only -1.5. I think there's too much Josh Allen sentimentality in this game.
That's a good point.
I think Denver will win the game. It doesn't matter to me as long as it's over 1.5. So I think in the end, the games that will be played to go to the Super Bowl will be New England at Denver, and I think San Francisco at the Rams, which would be a great West Coast battle, and both of those teams know each other very well. But again, I'm staying away from Seattle, San Francisco, and Houston, New England. Why don't we go to college?
Well, even before college, we have a lot of openings in the NFL. John Harbaugh just signed a 5-year deal with the Giants. Wondering who's going to land where is another big question that everyone's asking this year. And there's coaches interviewing. I just saw something online this morning where Mike McDaniel went and interviewed for a position. They didn't mention maybe for a position, but McDaniel has said he would rather be an offensive coordinator for a good team than to be a head coach for a bad team.
Yeah. Well, the Philadelphia Eagles might take him up on that, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Well, Monday. Well, we get through the weekend, and then we got Monday night, and Indiana, Miami. I don't see how Indiana loses this game.
I agree. Let me run this by you.
Yeah.
Now I got it at Indiana -8, and it started at -7.5. It's now -8.5. How about this? Fernando Mendoza has a 41-6 passing ratio, 41 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and just 5 incompletions since he won the Heisman.
Whoa.
Just 5. He has 5 great skill players, 3 on the perimeter, 2 running backs. One running back is over 1,000 yards. The other one's like at 986. They have the number 12 run game in the country, run game, offense in the country, where Indiana gains 218 yards a game on the ground at 5.3 yards per carry. The problem is Miami's defense and their defensive line is big time. The Canes have held people all year to 75 rushing yards a game, and they also have 45 sacks as a defense. Miami has played a tougher schedule, number 11 and number 25, but I'm taking Indiana 27-17 over Miami, and I'm laying the 8 points, Joe.
I think that's a great call. That I know Miami's played a tougher schedule. They're really tough as a defense, and they don't mind banging around. But throughout their season, they've too many penalties and too many mistakes, and you can't do that against an Indiana.
Yeah, I think Carson Beck, the quarterback for Miami, is going to be tested here. He could be the weak link.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. We'll see how he comes out. He is a little bit older, a little bit more mature, and he's been in these games before.
Yeah.
But again, it's going to take more than Carson Beck. They're going to need a superhuman effort, and we'll see what happens Monday. I like how you're coming around on that. 27-17. Let's lock that in.
The prop bet on this game, the game's at the Orange Bowl. It's in Miami.
Yeah.
So who's going to have the most fans? The bet is that Indiana, which has the largest alumni base in the country, I didn't know that till this year. The prop is they will outdraw the Canes in their own stadium. We shall see.
Indiana, Iowa, those fans travel in hordes. They go big. I mean, all the red that was in the stadium the last game the Indiana red was incredible.
Plus, Indiana's miserable in the winter. Trust me. I lived there for 3 years. So you get a chance to go to Miami for 3 or 4 days? Come on. Forget about it. Forget about it.
Well, there you have it, folks. That's your. Oh, one more thing. Go ahead. Oh, basketball. The guarantee.
Tonight, I got 2 hoop picks guaranteed. Baylor at Kansas. Kansas -7.5. Baylor has a defensive efficiency of around 100, ranked 100th in the country, and they're actually down from the normal roster that they carry. Plus, they signed that draft pick, James Nanaj, who's doing nothing. He's coming off the bench, like playing 15 minutes a game, getting like 4 rebounds and 2 points. Kansas's offensive efficiency is 34th in the country. Darren Peterson seems to be over his leg issues. He's the super freshman for Kansas. I'm taking Kansas to cover the 7.5. And then I go back to the Big East. Providence screwed me up in a game earlier this week. They're at home again. They'll make a comeback. Creighton screwed me up earlier this week when they beat Georgetown at home. They were supposed to beat them, but they didn't cover. Creighton at Providence. Creighton minus 1.5. I'm taking Providence. Providence offensive efficiency is one of the best in the Big East. And I don't think Creighton plays good defense. So there's two guarantees.
Kansas,
Providence and Kansas.
Kansas and Providence. You have it right here. Speaking of basketball, how about South Carolina beating Texas? And that new 6'7" girl made her debut.
I missed that.
Yeah, beat number 2 Texas. The gal made her debut. She's going to be a good one. She's a gazelle. Great short-range shooter.
I'm going to check my women's schedule to see the next time South Carolina's on.
Yeah, 6'7" freshman from France. And
yeah, you showed me the video on her. I mean,
yeah,
she flew down the floor and dunked the ball.
Yeah, she can dunk easily.
Yeah,
easily.
I think that's great.
And
that's
can
great.
shoot. Has great mid-range jump shot.
Well, you know, Dawn, she ain't going to let Gino win too many more.
It's going to be tough this year, though. They're still rolling along. Connecticut is just clobbering people.
Well, the Gamecocks may have just gotten the edge they need. So we'll wait and see on that.
Yeah.
Hey, coming up, January 26th, the Super Women, special little tips that women use and give on anything from travel to home goods to decorating. And these two women have created a great little podcast on those tips called hacks. I still don't know what hacks are. But
well, hacks are another word for shortcuts, and these women are at the top of their game. So anybody here that listens, get your significant other, your wife, your girlfriend, your lady friends to get on that podcast. January 26th is when we're going to record it. It'll be out shortly after that. You're going to want to listen to this one because you're going to walk away with some great hacks for your life.
Then we have one of my ex-players, a hunk guy, we call her B, played for me at Georgetown. It's in the Georgetown Athletic Hall of Fame. But B is a lawyer, and she works in the NIL and transfer portal space, and she teaches sports law at Temple University. So we'll get the skinny on the portal and the NIL from somebody a lot smarter than us.
No kidding, yeah.
Next.
Sports law was one of my favorite subjects in college, and today it's so much more extensive. I can't wait for her to come on.
And then I have, and Jerry and I can talk about this at a later date, we have Grassroots Gymnastics by Katie Kramer, who lives in North Charleston, and that's where her business is, to come on and talk to us about the gymnast world from kids 5 years old all the way up to Olympics. And I know Jerry's going to have a lot of questions for her on motivation and determination in that sport. We don't have a date yet, but it'll be coming soon.
Yeah, one of the hottest schools in Charleston. So that'll be a really good podcast as well. From my end, I've been working with trying to get Danny Tarkanian, Greg Anthony, Mike Dean, all basketball people, and stay tuned. I got an LPGA golfer that I'm working with, Meredith Kirk, who was a golf coach of mine. So I'm just trying to lock down some times and dates.
Jerry, we got to get that caddy from Augusta, whoever that guy is.
Well, the
Will
Phillips
he come
brothers.
on?
Yeah, we'll get him. He was just over at my house at my last get together.
That'll be funny. We got to get him.
Yeah. Okay. I think we'll we've had a good session, good episode, and we will see you next week.
We'll get that out right away. Thank you, Jerry.